Hello, salutations. What it do? It's Start the Gamer off by the Direct Gang. You know the vibes. Like and subscribe. Let's get it. What's up, everybody? What's going on, Adam? Constable Move, Pino, Darius Smiley, Jordan, Goku. What's up, Casual Avenger? Aqua, our latest mob. What's going on, Colin? What's up, Dante? Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. Make sure, first things first, hit that like button. What's going on, Kevin? What's up, Herb? One try hard. What's going on, Michael? We're about 4 minutes away from the marketplace. What's up, Jason? As far as I know, they have not tweeted yet. I have not actually seen the marketplace, so I'll be just reacting in real time. How's it going, Do-Right Gang? What's up, a Black King? Jalen? How y'all feeling? Once again, smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. I really hope that we just open up the marketplace and the boosters are gone, as if this was all just a bad dream. No, I always wish that they're just gone with no explanation. Kind of like how they did it with the emotes. There was like 1 week where they introduced 2 new emotes that were $10 a piece, and I'm like, that's weird. No one made a big deal about it, but they were just like back to normal, like real fast with like no explanation. Maybe this will be the case. Who knows? What's going on, Federico? What's up, Lucky Ray Gun? See what trash is here. JDC, what's up? Say boosters 3 times in the mirror, they'll disappear. Boosters are like Candyman. Shout out to today's sponsor, of course, Fan Dominion. If you're in the market for some awesome merch, definitely check them out. They've got all sorts of fandoms: Dragon Ball, DC, Marvel, Demon Slayer. Use my code Sadat for 10% off. One of the hoodies actually came in. Actually sent me this. The Venom hoodie. I thought it was pretty cool. Only 10% off with my code. All right, it is 1 o'clock. Let's see what's going on. All right, looks like the consumables are still here. So another week of that drama. They just introduced there's nothing free. They put the MODOK bundle back in the marketplace that we already got. He's got a Hawkeye flashback bundle, A blue hollow. They brought back the blue those blue hollows. Allies of Wakanda. That was the bundle they introduced last week. Nothing new. But let me make sure I ain't miss anything. Want. TJ predicted it's going to be an L. I mean, not much of a prediction when it comes to this marketplace. It's usually an L. Okay. Mode October. Celebrate Mode October with double XP. If you previously missed the free MODOK nameplate, you can grab it in the marketplace. So they're recycling the MODOK nameplate that they gave away when the show first came out and combining it with double XP to make it like a new event. So from the 14th until the 18th, new players are going to be overwhelmed and confused by all of the extra XP they're going to be getting. What's up, Craig? I didn't get my units, so it looks like we actually failed to do the community challenge. I guess a lot of people weren't playing the game this week because we usually get the community challenge. Wonder why. But yep, indeed. Nothing new. Literally nothing new in the marketplace. No new outfits. Obviously no new MCU skin, but no new outfit sets. Not even a new free item. Just the MODOK nameplate recycled. I did not get the units. What platform are you playing on? It is dependent on different platforms. I heard the MODOK show was terrible. I have not watched it because I don't have Hulu. Yeah, but consumables are still here. You're playing on PS5 and you got the units? Yep, I did not. I'm playing on PS5 and I did not get my units. So let me at least check and see if they tweeted anything. Yikes. Okay, I'm checking my notifications on Twitter. Gotham Knights are posting a lot. Got some, they've been promoting DC fandom. Guardians of the Galaxy. Nothing new for Marvel's Avengers Twitter. They, of course, broke the silence with what appeared to be a scheduled tweet showing off the concept art for the raid yesterday, but didn't actually do anything else. Yep, no other posts. Huh. Let me check the website then. Time to play Demon Slayer. Yeah, Demon Slayer was fun. I was playing it. I was streaming that yesterday. Let me check the website, see if they had a new blog. No new blog. There's no new blog. Oh, hold up. Oh, this is actually interesting. Hold on. there's not a new blog today, but they this didn't come out last week, but at some point they updated the website so that the blog was supposed to come out last week is posted. So let's see, we got, this was for 10.6, but it was not posted on 10.6. Development of Earn Cosmetics is on track. We're currently working on live stream and blog plans for the multiple system rework. We can't wait to share more once everything is finalized. So once again, very few development updates, not a lot of detail, but according to them, they are planning to do live streams again at the very least, and they will be focused apparently on the systems we work. The marketplace update, this one is old. The Captain America and Black Panther one, those are old. Those are old. Here we go. Consumables. We added a consumable category in the marketplace where you can purchase Heroes Catalyst and Fragment Extractors. You can purchase a consumable with a 1-day duration for 100 credits, a 3-day duration of 250 credits, or a 7-day duration of 500 credit. The marketplace is a place for us to feature purchasable cosmetics in the form of outfits, emotes, takedowns, and nameplates. The marketplace is uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary items rotate weekly and can be purchased for credit. Holy crap. They didn't talk about, no explanation for the sudden addition of paid consumables. Just matter of factly, by the way, we broke one of our core promises and added paid consumables. That's pretty amazing. Wow. That is interesting. So based on yesterday's tweet, in terms of the dates, they said that the claw raid will be out before the end of the year. A couple months ago, a dev said that Spiderman would be out by the end of the year. So my prediction is that both Spiderman and the raid aren't coming out until December. But wow. Yeah, so they added this, they stealth added this blog later on because it didn't post anything when they dropped this stuff. Didn't tweet, didn't say anything. And now they put this blog up. Just doing this bit about the consumables, but with no explanation. No. Wow. So I think it's safe to assume that their strategy is just to pretend like everything, all of this is normal. All of those community posts, all those comments, all those articles from everyone, from IGN to Forbes, even Skill Up was dunking on them. None of that happened. They're just gonna act like this is all normal. Okay. that looks interesting strategy. Let's see if it works for them. Wow, that is interesting. Let me refresh just in case. Nope, still no blog. That's the blog. They are not actually going to, it doesn't look like they're actually going to address this thing at all. That's crazy. Oh well. I guess that's what they're gonna do. So we'll just this is the only day of the week worth playing. We'll bang out some missions and what have you. Crystal stats are better. All right. So let me switch characters first. Is the Wakanda vendor the only place to get Sonic gear? Nope. Wakanda is the only place to get Sonic gear. You can either use the vendor or you can play the Wakanda missions, which all drop the Sonic and Vibranium gear. All right, let's form today's strike team. The Iron. Spidervine. What's up, Carrie? Nothing new was added to the marketplace this week. One more. All right, what? That should be full. I'll get you next time, Kevin. I'll be rotating people in and out. We'll just try to cover all the basic stuff. We'll do the Mega Hive, tachyons, all that good stuff. Make sure you're actually on my friends list. So I can actually add you. So we're not, waiting around and I don't have to, try to search for people. Lots of drama on the Avengers subreddit today. Yes, there is. For those that missed out on it, apart from the drama with the consumables and Crystal Dynamics not addressing it, there was another controversy today. Apparently, so somebody noticed that Andy, who's of course the community manager for Marvel's Avengers, they noticed that a month ago, Andy was added to the subreddit as a moderator with full permissions. Now, the reason this is unusual is because Andy is a Crystal Dynamics employee and Reddit moderators are not allowed to be paid. So it obviously would look like a conflict of interest if a moderator with full access, the ability to delete people's posts and ban people, is working for the game that the subreddit is based around. So people are like, well, why? Well, Andy doesn't even post. Why was he given full permission? And a moderator responded that Andy was given moderator status to protect himself from harassment and that he doesn't have full permission. Now, the problem with that is that, one, you don't need to be a moderator to protect yourself from harassment. If someone is sending you messages, even with a basic Reddit account, you can, of course, block people from sending you messages at all. Also, Andy does in fact have full permissions as a moderator, which people quickly pointed out and took screenshots of. So it made it look like they had something to hide. And of course, there were people complaining that posts that were critical of the game were getting taken down. So the whole thing looks pretty sus. Like, obviously, there could be an explanation. It's not a, but the initial explanation that was given for why Andy has full mod access on the subreddit made it sound incredibly suspicious, and now people are just running with the assumption that Andy had, instead of posting on the subreddit, which is his job and was what he's supposed to be doing, he's just been hanging back and moderating posts, which is, again, against Reddit's terms of service. Genius Button, anxious to see that fresh crop of consumables. Nothing is new, my friend. The only thing new in the marketplace is that animated MODOK nameplate that came out a few months ago, and that's not even new.
Defend us with me,
unless you're new to the game. Thank you, Brian Smith, for pledging allegiance to Durag Nation, becoming our latest defender. Appreciate you, my friend. Make sure you head over to the community section and check out the link to the private Discord. It should still be up there. Introduce yourself, join up, say hello. Thank you for supporting the channel. All good, Brian. I appreciate you. Defenders are growing. Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Brian. Of course, if you're also looking for a PS5, once you get to Discord, head over to the general and just ask them. Someone will send you the link. I think it's been pinned as well. What happened to the wrestling event? Looks like they stopped doing it. I don't know what the deal is with the event, with the wrestling stuff, but they didn't have anything new at all in the marketplace this week, except for that recycled MODOK nameplate. The only thing new this weekend is double XP. I wonder if we getting it now. I'm assuming we're not getting a dev stream. I was like, well, they'll probably. I assume that they would try to get back to normal this week. They would, post, maybe drop an MCU skin or post some stuff like nothing happened. But yeah, no new blog so far. No new tweets, no messages, nothing new in the marketplace except recycled nameplate, and they brought in a double XP instead of not even 4 times XP, just a double XP weekend. Yeah. Sorry for all the new players. If you're just coming into the game, unfortunately, you're going to be confused and overwhelmed by all that XP you're going to be getting. Just try to stick with it. Take your time. Try not to get buried and overwhelmed by all the skill points. How they have an event, they don't give you all the takedowns? Great question. It seems like this consumable thing is definitely having an impact. They're not posting like they usually do. I don't know what's going on now. How long is this going to last? You know, some idiots bought the consumables. So I hesitate to call them idiots because the reason why they rolled out those paid consumables at the time that they did them is because they just had a bunch of new players on Xbox from Game Pass come over and start playing the game, and they had just got them hooked with a quadruple XP weekend to celebrate them coming to Game Pass. And then all those new players got used to having all that increased XP. And then the very next week, it was taken away from them. And instead, in their place, you got the XP boosters. So that's what it was mainly for. They know people that are you know, more veterans to the game aren't going to waste money buying XP boosters because they know better. Which that's part of the reason why people are kind of mad about this, because they know that this is directly aimed at taking advantage of new players that don't know what's going on. What's going on, Jason Voorhees? But they said too much XP is not good. Yeah, so what is it, like 7 months ago now? Yeah, several months ago, they said that this was back in February. They announced that they were slowing down XP progression because players were being overwhelmed and confused by, you know, having too many skill points, which everyone at the time knew was a lie, but we didn't know why they were doing it, why they were actually, you know, bothering to do this at all. And then they rolled out the consumables and the XP boost, and then it became clear why the real reason why they initially slowed down the XP. It had nothing to do with players being confused or by having too many skill points, because they promoted new player weekends by giving them literally quadruple XP. There's literally no reason to ever even do it. If you're a new player, there's like no reason at all. There's nothing to grind. You just do this up for the challenge every week, and then you get a free 2-hour consumable and a free 2-hour fragment extractor. And if you're like me and weren't really spending your other ones, then it's like, you know, what's the point? They basically made the issue and sold the solution. Exactly. That's the real reason why people are really mad. Like I keep seeing people saying it's not a big deal. It's not pay to win. Why are people mad? And you know, you're entirely missing the point. The reason why, if they just threw in XP boosters just because it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. I mean, it would have been somewhat of a big deal because they previously said specifically the only thing they would sell in the marketplace were purely cosmetic items. Nothing with gameplay progress, nothing like that. So they went back on their word to pull out these paid XP boosters, but they rolled them out by slowing XP down first. That's why people were really mad. What's up, Dev? Nothing. If you missed that animated MODOK nameplate that they rolled out several months ago to promote the Hulu show, it's in the marketplace right now. You can go pick it up. Other than that, there's a double XP this weekend. Nothing else new. Tomorrow's your birthday, Jason? Well, happy birthday. I'm looking forward to seeing your new movie whenever it comes out. You know they got to do another Jason spinoff. Michael Myers can't get all the attention. What's up, Soldier? Appreciate you, my friend. Who should you focus on? Who should you focus on first when you level? Whoever you want. Whatever hero you want to play with. Start leveling them up first. Think we will get any heroes after Spider-Man? Yep, they already have about 3 heroes in the pipeline, potentially 4, that are supposed to come out in 2022. Assuming, nothing crazy happens, the game will keep getting updates after Spider-Man, at least until the end of 2022. Am I going to watch Halloween Kills? Ideally, if it's on, I'm not going to go to the theater to see it, obviously, but if it's on demand or something, I'll definitely check it out. The Halloween movies have been surprisingly solid, despite all the reboots. It's like Gene's button is Horde. I don't blame you. Yeah, I'm still holding what? Yeah, I'm still holding a decent amount of consumables. So I don't need to buy anything. I could just wait for Spider-Man and pop one of the consumables that I already have. Team looks gangster, you're new, and the struggle is real. Everybody struggled when they're new. You'll get there. I got some pretty good guides and build videos on my channel, so definitely check those out. Get familiar with the game and just get used to it. Let people, if you're trying to look for people to play with, let the chat know what platform you play on, and drop your gamer tag. Somebody will add you. You can team up, play with them. The game tends to be more fun when you have someone else to play with. Is ranged or melee cap better? In general, ranged is better in this game. Unfortunately, melee is pretty underpowered, especially against bosses, villain sectors, or mega level threat. One notable exception is Thor and Black Panther to an extent, depending on how you build them. But Captain America, if you're just doing for crowd control against regular enemies, His melee is pretty fun, but against bosses, range is just better, unfortunately. You only use consumables for correct weekends. Do I have a laser build for Iron Man? Yep, that's what I'm using right now. I posted it on my channel, so if you want to check it out, it's in the playlist. What's the next one? Last week you played the 14th floor Hive, only to get stuck at the 13th floor elevator. Yeah, that was a known issue that allegedly got patched, but apparently it's back. Patrick Carrillo, thank you for the sub. Welcome to Durag Gang. Perfectly balanced as all things should be.
Great work, Avengers. If we get any more sightings of AIM clones, we'll be back in touch.
All right. Thanks for playing. Let's get some new people up in here. Give them a chance to play. Drop your PSNs and I will add you. Tachyon surge gear still worth getting? Not at all. It's not at all useful. Let me check my noties, see if anyone sent the request. See, we got Iron from earlier. Got Ja. And no, one more. So I played Demon Slayer. Fantastic game. Yep. I'm a big fan of the Naruto Ninja Storm games, and Demon Slayer right up my alley. I'm gonna play a little bit more of the story, unlock more characters, and then I'll give the versus mode a try. So I hear it's pretty spamtastic so far. Are rockets or lasers better? Rockets are technically stronger. Lasers are more fun. And with Sonic, I think overall better. Does Captain America feel unfinished? Definitely. It feels like they didn't put a lot of thought, or just or they just ran out of time when they were putting together his hero kit. When it comes to his gear, because a lot of it doesn't make sense. Like he can taunt and draw aggro, but he doesn't have really many good gear perks at all, and he doesn't have any that help with the taunting. You know, like Hulk can taunt, but he has gear that gives them a big damage buff against taunted enemies. Captain America doesn't have anything like that. Bro, they're saying Kyrie should retire. I saw, yeah, because Kyrie is not trying to get the vac. He's not trying to get the jab, and the Nets came out and said, "Well, we're not going to let you play until you get the vaccine." So Kyrie is looks like he's prepared to lose $30 million to stand up for what he believes in. Dice for Captain America are bad. Also Thor, oh for sure. Thor has about like I think Thor has like 2 decent exotics right now. Both of them drop in the hero slot. We got room for one more if anyone's trying to join the strike team. Dev stream tomorrow is going to be hilarious. Bold of you to assume that it's not going to get canceled. You feel like, although you love Storm, you feel like a low-key kill anime games. I don't think so. JRPGs seem to be doing pretty well. I love Kakarot. I hope they do one for the other sagas in the series. They trade Kyrie. No team wants to pick him up. He's going to retire if he gets traded. I think the issue is that if Kyrie gets traded, this is the tricky part. It would have to be a team who, one, can obviously take him, and two, they have to be situated in a state where there's no wide scale vaccine mandates. The reason why it's an issue with Brooklyn is because New York has a really draconian COVID policy statewide. If you went to Texas, for instance, and played for the Mavericks or the Rockets, things would be different. It would just be tricky with road games, but he would be able to play home games as well as practice. Did I watch Squid Game? Yes, I did. Omega level threat, please. Omega level threat crashes, unfortunately. Anybody else find themselves wanting a Black Panther Killmonger fit? Many people. Andrew Wiggins had the same issue, but then he backed out. Yeah. Well, Andrew Wiggins is definitely not in the same, position as Kyrie Irving. He's definitely not on that level in terms of talent, clout, or finances. So definitely makes sense. I mean, there was times where I was surprised Wiggins was still in the league, to be honest. We still have one more spot if anyone wants to hop on. We'll just I'll just invite someone back so we can keep it moving. Well, I think of Squid Game, I thought it was really good. I like that for one. So for one, Squid Game, I think the appeal to Squid Game is that it felt like an anime, except live action. But in general, there's a lot of really good Korean stuff that's been coming out. The Korean content, particularly on Netflix, has been really great. So one, I'm glad that this kind of exposed people to how good Korean content has been, but also I hope that this allows people to move over and try to give anime a shot, because Squid Game, again, is like the premise. When I read the premise to Squid Game, I was like, oh, this sounds like something I'd see in an anime. Kyrie responded. I saw he did an Instagram live. I didn't watch it all. But it's definitely going to be interesting because this obviously messes with the Brooklyn Nets' title hopes, having to potentially play the whole season without Kyrie Irving. You hope Kakarot or Scarlet Nexus becomes regular for anime games. The fighters have been said. Yeah, I definitely agree on the fighters end. Yeah, like I feel like fighters that have been coming out are basically using the exact same engines, are pretty much the same, except for like Dragon Ball fighters, like the new Nickelodeon brawler is basically just like Brawlhalla, another Smash Brothers clone. Demon Slayer is essentially a Naruto Ninja Storm clone. Injustice and Mortal Kombat, combat-wise, seem to be incredibly similar. So yeah, nothing incredibly innovating in terms of fighting games. Let's play the mega level threat. Kevin, if you're you seem to be new to the streams, there is a ongoing issue with the Omega level threat where it crashes for some users. So the reason why I'm not immediately playing the Omega level threat is because frequently when I do play it, I crash and I have to start the whole thing over again and re-invite everybody. So I'm gonna save the Omega level threat for last.
There is a Wakandan resource cache close by. I tried to keep them stocked, especially with Claw's men buzzing around.
Still think they can win without him? They could, for sure. Just Harden and Durant is obviously a pretty great combination. But they have a lot less room for error now. They don't have as much depth. And if they have any more injuries, then you know they're right back to where they were last year. Did I play villain sectors yet? Yep, I did both. Did I see the blog post mentioning one exotic per character for all season? No, I was refreshing, but I didn't see anything. Friendly reminder, smash that like button. We're at 82 likes right now. Let's get that to 100 to match the amount of people in the chat. Let me refresh the page. I saw that in the Xbox chat, they confirmed that the raid is going to reward people. It's still going to be once per week, but you're going to be able to do it with each character. Looks like no new blog yet. Justice getting an anime movie. I saw. I'm definitely going to check it out. You might pull a Tyversal, uninstall the game until claw. Tyversal's to just so you know, he is not uninstalling the game until claw. He has just uninstalled the game and has no intention of reinstalling. That is what Tyversal is doing. Gotta do one more drop zone. And then threat sector. What's up, James? Surprisingly, very little is new. The consumables are still there. Crystal Dynamics has still, as far as I can tell, not made a statement. There's no new blog. They did update. They did put a blog from last week that was supposed to come out last week. They put that up, and they have a section talking about the fact that they added paid consumables, but not explaining the controversy or the drama surrounding it at all. And the free item of the week is a recycled one. They're just bringing back the MODOK nameplate and giving us double XP for the next 4 days. Otherwise, nothing new. Did I beat Far Cry yet? No, I haven't played Far Cry in a few days. I was grinding NBA 2K22 to make sure I hit level 40, and then I started playing Demon Slayer, and now I'm gonna start playing some more Back 4 Blood. But I'll get to Far Cry. First episode of Hawkeye available on the 24th of November. Looking forward to checking it out. Them not giving us a date for when the claw raid will drop is concerning. Well, I mean, it's clearly not done. They're obviously crunching to get it out on time. But we're in October right now, so yeah, I'm expecting it to come out in December. I think they're just afraid to give any sort of dates or anything like that, especially right now. They're about to do so much capping in a blog post. That's what I was expecting, but they didn't even do that. Their strategy seems to literally just be to pretend like nothing happened. Like it's actually incredible how they just stealth added last week's blog post with a reference to the paid consumables without mentioning any of the controversy at all. No explanation, just hey, consumables are paid now. Go buy them. Nothing to see here. I'm sure as we speak, the subreddit is going crazy. They got weekly insurgency after you beat the game. That's cool.
You'll have to break them out. There is an elite AIM unit near you. Defeat them, and you may gain something useful.
Just charge us for heroes, no one complain. Oh, people would definitely complain. No doubt about that. Because that would be, especially now. So at this point, because they already went back on their word, if they do what I think they're going to do and not address the consumable issue and then announce that they're also going to be charging the heroes, then a lot of people are going to complain for good reason. But I suggested before that they, from the beginning, they should have been charging for heroes. From a business model, it made no sense for them to be a live service Marvel game that commits to giving all the new characters and DLCs away for free, especially since we found out that their marketplace isn't even good or properly optimized. It'd be one thing if they had a well-built marketplace to sustain the game, but they didn't have that. So the decision to just say, yeah, we're just going to totally not going to charge for anything is like, why? If they came out and were honest and said, hey, because of certain financial realities, we're not going to be able to continue to offer as much stuff for free, and they said that they're going to start charging for the heroes, I wouldn't hate that. I think that would make sense. And of course they have to implement it correctly, but on principle, I have no problem with paying for new heroes. What's up, James? I heard Eddie was about. Yeah, I was talking about the controversy earlier. In the grand scheme of things, it isn't a big deal, but what it does is, and what people that are kind of defending this and saying it's not a big deal are not realizing is that this just adds on to the mistrust that people have for the community. Like, we're at the point where people just aren't willing to give Crystal Dynamics the benefit of the doubt. So even if something looks shady, people are going to assume the worst. And because of their terrible communication, they have not given anyone really a reason to, you know, give them give them some grace and just assume, oh, there's just a misunderstanding here. Like if they just said, hey, if they just come, if when someone posted, hey, why is Andy a moderator on the subreddit with full permissions, they could have just said, hey, I understand how it looks. We just gave Andy mod powers so that when he does post, if he can't get a hold of anybody, he can easily, you know, do the flares, lock his comment, anything like that, because, you know, he's busy, he's on the schedule, and he can't always immediately get in contact with a mod. Instead, when people brought up the fact that he was a moderator, the mod that initially responded said, oh, it's because the reason why we made him a mod is so that he can defend himself from harassment, and he doesn't have full access. Both of which are not true. You don't need to be a mod to defend from potential harassment. And the bit about him not having access is not true. He's not a mod with limited permissions. He's a mod with full permission. So he can ban people, he can delete posts that he doesn't like. So, and that obviously is directly against Reddit's terms of service. You're not, subreddit moderators are not allowed to be compensated in any way. So it's not a huge deal, potentially. I mean, it's obviously a problem if Andy's doing what they're accusing him of doing, but which he probably isn't. But I mean, it looks, the fact that it just looks like it is something that they should just be mindful of, because they don't have, like I said, they don't have any trust right now. Takedown should either be earned or halved again. I agree. I'm not a fan of how they're monetizing takedowns. I mean, a lot of this would be resolved if they just gave everyone a way to earn the credits through gameplay, instead of just having to spend money or rely on the challenge cards. Because the core issue is the game needs more improvements and content, but the devs need more money. It's not the devs that need more money. To clarify, the monetization, all the monetization stuff comes from up top. So Square Enix is, so the shareholders are on Square Enix all the time, making sure that they're turning a profit. In turn, Square Enix is leaning on the game developers to make sure that they are generating enough revenue, which means Scott Amos is probably always getting an earful to make sure that Crystal Dynamics is doing everything they can to monetize the game. And that of course puts the devs in a position where they have to sometimes prioritize making ways to monetize the game. They have to prioritize that over making the game better and building trust with the community. If they had an emote wheel, they make even more money. That is correct. I still don't know why that still doesn't make sense to me. Like, out of all the moves they made purely for the sake of profit, why would they not make an emote wheel? Like, it makes me think that they don't understand the genre of game they're making. Every game with emotes is supposed to have an emote wheel, especially if you're selling emotes. Literally makes no sense. You're trying to do War for Wakanda, and it tells you to complete the the way it began mission, but it's not your war table at all. What do you do about it not spawning? I have no idea. I'm not sure if it's a bug or if you're not looking in the right place. There have definitely been some bugs with the with progression, particularly in War for Wakanda. So just make sure you're not missing any objectives or any instructions. If need be, close app and try again. And if the problem is still happening, then you can go to the Discord, the official Marvel's Avengers Discord, and drop them a message, report the bug.
Let's get this thing started.
Well, good news for people that are disappointed with the Avengers experience. I'm going to be doing a video on this, but I heard that there was some Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League leaks on the Reddit. Apparently someone is saying that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is going to be a live service game. I assumed it was going to be a co-op like Gotham Knights, but apparently it's going to be a live service game that launches with a raid, which will be very interesting. $15 for 50 levels would be a robbery. So if they did something like for 15 bucks you get a brand new hero, you get like 5 premium cosmetics, and you get like I don't know, maybe some resources and some credits. I think that would be a good deal. And then the actual mission chain, they could introduce some new missions and everything like that. That can be free or earnable. All of it could be earnable. That's the key thing. I don't think they should start charging for heroes unless they're planning on giving you the ability to earn credits. Because I don't want them to completely, paywall new heroes. I recognize they need to, but they should also give people the ability to grind for the hero at least. What do I mean by live service? Like this game, a live service game. Marvel's Avengers, Destiny, those are all live service games. They are games that are multiplayer. They usually they usually have things like raids. They're multiplayer focused games where they regularly update the game with content. Unlike say a single player or a standalone game where the game that you get on day one is the full game, that's it. A live service game instead gives you ongoing support. Usually monthly updates at the very least. Yeah, they come out next year. I can't wait. We'll probably learn more at DC Fandom, but that sounds potentially awesome. Yeah, that's the issue. That's what people don't understand. That I see that people defend the marketplace and the recolors and the lack of accurate skins, saying that people are overreacting, and it's not. The reason why the skins are in the marketplace is because Square Enix wants to extract money from the pockets of Marvel fans, which is perfectly fine. Marvel fans have shown time and time again they will happily spend money on your game if you give them good cosmetics. Just look at Future Revolution. People are literally spending thousands of dollars on that game because of the quality of the cosmetics. Future Revolution does not put out low quality skins. They don't put out, you know, ugly, horrible recolors. They don't miss important details. They give you perfect comic and movie accurate skins because they, even down to the hair, they don't give you any BS about, you know, not wanting to mess up their vision of the character, because no one cares about that. They're paying money for these cosmetics because they want to experience the game as their favorite hero. And that's why all these mobile games make money. They understand that. They understand that the details matter, so they pay attention to the details. If Crystal Dynamics paid attention to the details, they would make more money. You hope Rocksteady. I have full faith in Rocksteady. I'm super excited for Suicide Squad. That superior suit was insulting. Yeah, for sure. And like I know on the face it seems, you know, like it's petty to say, oh well, who cares about, you know, Black Widow and her hair? Like it all matters. All the details do matter. Avengers is basically coming a mobile game. And yeah, they're close to going full free to play, so that would be the move. That would be the way. If they're planning on doing it. At the very least, do it right, because you'll make a lot of money if you do it right. If you do it wrong, then it's like, what are we doing? What's going on? You want a trading system? Interesting. Live service games can be fun if done right. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Done right. I love the idea of a live service game. I know there are people that didn't want a live service game for Avengers, but the concept is the reason why I got the game. It's just, you know, the execution. Avengers is so trash as a looter, you really wonder why they wanted it in the game. I'm sure some executive was like, looters are trendy. Those games seem to do well. Let's throw that in here. I'm guessing it happened late in development based on how unfinished and how little thought went into it. It turned out. Because this definitely feels like a game that was supposed to originally be like a co-op story-driven experience. And then we went into live service looter territory. No, Rishi, Avengers is not literally becoming a mobile game now. What's up, Manuel? Nothing is in the marketplace unless you missed out on the MODOK nameplate that they rolled out to promote the movie, to promote the show on Hulu. Nothing else is new in the marketplace. They haven't made any new posts addressing the controversy, and they have not taken the consumables out. Anthem is a good example. Anthem is I feel like Anthem is the example, the definitive example of an unsuccessful live service game. It's the example everyone goes to. When everyone talks about a failed game, they always bring up Anthem. For good reason. It was a pretty epic failure. The recruitment chat trading system would change the game for the better. When Black Panther dropped, that's where you felt this game should have been at by the beta. I wanted to. It's unfortunate. I was just saying on Twitter earlier that my favorite point in the game's history since launch was right after the Kate Bishop DLC had its deep dive. I feel like that was the peak. Like there had been all this uncertainty, you know, stuff was getting delayed, all these bugs, you know, people were losing hope. You know, there had been no communication. And then we got that deep dive for Kate Bishop and it was absolutely perfect. It was so high quality. It made the DLC itself look really good. It had a release date that wasn't that far away. It teased future content that people wanted. It was perfect. It was like, for weeks, there was like genuine excitement in the community about the future of the game. And as cool as Black Panther was, I didn't think the magic was captured because by that point there was still all this uncertainty. You know, we had hope that Black Panther was going to change things, but it was becoming clear that it probably wasn't. And it kind of ruined what should have been, you know, a huge win for the game. But, you know, the War for Wakanda ended up, you know, not being nearly as long as people were expecting in terms of story, not having any content. In terms of, you know, like the villain sector, stuff like that. It didn't have that same magic. How about a lifting vehicle mechanic? Yeah, people have been suggesting that for a while, particularly for Hulk. Marvel's Avengers, basically the most expensive beat 'em up ever made. All right, got my mission chain complete. I haven't played Black Panther in a while. Do some Black Panther. I bet now Square is deciding if to end the game after Spider-Man. Square is always weighing that decision. They're looking at the profit. They're looking at, because this is a very expensive game to maintain. So yeah, Square is definitely always keeping an eye on how much money the game is actually bringing in, how many new players is it bringing in, all that stuff. The reason why we got reports that content for 2022 is greenlit is because they saw a nice spike in players and presumably also in marketplace sales when War for Wakanda was released. And I think they're also doing really well with the MCU skins. But if 2022 doesn't go very well, then I don't see them continuing support. Vincent Paul is absolutely carrying this game. Now you really sound like Tyversal. When you first saw your builds Black Panther, you surprised how similar they were. Yeah, if you're building a melee Black Panther, there aren't that many avenues to go down, unfortunately. Let's see, any new posts? They're really not going to post. So it looks like we're going to have another week of silence.
Dr. Banner has pre-recorded a message for you, Hulk. Hey, big guy. If Monica's there, just do the job, okay? Listen to Jarvis and Kamala if they tell you to rein it in. And, thank you. You're stopping what I can.
They should cancel last gen support. Well, they can't do that now because there's still not enough people that have access to the next gen consoles. So no gamer is really in position to do that. And yeah, while it's true that there are technical limitations because they're supporting current and last gen, it's not entirely the fault of PS4 players or whatever. The engine that they built the game on is pretty limited. They built it on the same engine that they did their solo Tomb Raider games. So there's definitely not as much flexibility as it should be.
You think Abomination was created here?
Unlikely. AIM's holdings were diminutive when Abomination first appeared. It is possible he was enhanced here, however.
Let's see, I'll put this back.
Would Monica try to make more Hulks?
Foundation trash. Wish they didn't go the G route. Well, they probably just went with what they were familiar with, which is again why Crystal Dynamics was the wrong company to put out a live service Marvel's Avengers game. That's also a looter. Yeah, not going with Unreal Engine is definitely one of the more underrated missteps this game made. Someone had I saw All Father Designs posted a video. I think he posted on his YouTube. He posted a video showing potentially what the game could have been like if they had made it on an Unreal Engine in terms of traversal. And it was pretty crazy to see. Joe Will's riding this game till wheels fall off. More power to you. You're just not going to buy from the marketplace. Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I still have fun with the game, and in small doses. But I definitely can't, keep supporting them financially if they're not going to, respect the players at all. You know, that's crazy.
Security, one of the servers has gone dark. What are you doing up there? Sonic in the building?
One of the biggest L's this game made, no one talked about. Yeah, it's definitely I'd say the most underrated issue. Because a lot of people aren't familiar with, you know, all the small details of game design. So it's very easy to see why it kind of flew under the radar. But yeah, engine is definitely extremely important when it comes to gaming. Don't like the Square Enix. Square Enix has really good games that run on, you know, great engines. It's just in this particular instance, Marvel's Avengers Crystal Dynamics chose to work with the least optimal engine just because they were familiar with it from their previous game.
Seems like the big guy doesn't like Monica very much either.
I do not have much data on the shared emotional relationships between Dr. Banner and the Hulk.
Do you get more XP if you raise the mission difficulty? No.
Could be he's like a bloodhound.
You only get more XP if you use a consumable, if they're having an XP weekend, or if you defeat higher level enemies. The actual mission difficulty doesn't help you. You also get a bonus for XP if you match make with quick match.
You really are that gullible, aren't you? Wait, what?
Difficulty just gives you more resources when you open chests.
Containing special resources nearby.
What'd you miss? We went over the marketplace. We talked about the latest drama about Avengers that happened in the subreddit. Otherwise, normal stream. Marvel's Avengers doesn't have either doesn't have time or money. It's probably both, to be honest. Square Enix is probably not trying to pump, you know, more money than necessary into the game until they, you know, start seeing more returns. And they're definitely low on time because they have to, you know, they don't have a lot of people working on the game. The players are really mad. They have a deadline for Spider-Man to keep. They have to get Spider-Man out by 2021. They can't let 2021 end without Spider-Man, so a lot of pressure. And because they're still apparently doing the work from home model and not adapting and using any other solution, potentially like a virtual server. It takes a lot longer to share builds.
Nice work.
So all aspects of the game are just more difficult.
How valuable this data is to us. Thank you.
Which exotic is this? What's the video name he mentioned that shows off? I think it's literally what would Marvel's Avengers look like with the Unreal Engine. Yeah, do a little Thor now. Just starting on the Mega Hive. Or actually, no, we can try the Omega level threat. Let's see if it crashes. See. Tried to pull up the video, but I don't see it. But if you go on All Father Designs YouTube page, it should be there. He doesn't post that many videos. Why aren't a lot of people working on the game? So it's natural that once a game launches, people, the amount of staff scales down. But in the case of Marvel's Avengers, the launch did not go very well, and you know, people eventually moved on to other people, either quit or moved on to other projects. You know, Crystal Dynamics is, you know, working on other games. It was just a perfect storm. Loki thinks some of these burner accounts calling people whiners might be the thought has definitely occurred to me, because some of the comments I'll be seeing defending the moves that they're making, especially on Twitter, I'm like, there's no way like an actual paying customer would have this opinion. It definitely feels like burner account type of stuff. They seem to not mind doing it on their main account. So they definitely are devs that are really passive aggressive on their own Twitter accounts, and they don't usually, except for that one dev, I think is the level designer, they usually don't, you know, go that far. Obviously you had some notable exceptions. You had the community, I think he's a community rep, Hunter. Both him and Megan went after the troll account, but usually the devs just, you know, post passive aggressive stuff on their own, but nothing like directly at the players. Not like what we see, you know, some of these comments. So it definitely does seem like there's some burners floating around. Yeah, I haven't seen that many posts since that incident. something tells me like someone quietly pulled them to the side and said, you know, you can't do this. You know, you're not getting Spider-Man, which is fine, but if they put Captain Marvel in the Winter Soldier, you're really going to be done. What do you mean? You mean if they don't release them on all platforms? Or what do you mean? As the devs is liking the videos on stream. That would be funny. Yep, there we go. And this is why I didn't want to play the Omega level threat. All my videos have the same amount of dislikes. I know it's from someone using burner accounts, but I don't think it's a dev. It's probably just some angry nerd that got banned from the chat for being an idiot. This game needs Jesus. 3 months of crashes. That is accurate. They didn't pull him quick enough. Yeah, well, that definitely goes back to one of the problems that seems to be going on, is that the game has a serious lack of leadership. You know, there doesn't seem to be enough adults in the room that are taking charge and saying, hey, this is how this has to run. Because there's no way like a competent company would allow one of their employees, especially during a PR issue, to just go on a rant on Twitter and start bashing their consumers. It's crazy. It's a Daredevil guy. Probably could be. Best game ever. Oh yeah. His fiance. This is becoming a theme. Every time there's Thursday reset, I gotta do the Omega level threat just so people can see. Just so people can experience the crashes for themselves. What's up, Luis? All good? Nothing new today, except that old MODOK nameplate if you didn't get it the first time. And still no official communication addressing the community, of course. I think the fresh controversy is going to be the fact that they stealth added last week's blog and have a section talking about the fact that they added consumables, but not explaining any of the stuff surrounding it. These nickels start now. How do you half-ass your horde mode? Apparently the issue is that, so the leaks, Miller was getting leaks that there was going to be a horde mode, and it turned out it's because there was like a horde type of mission in the story, but Crystal Dynamics did not turn it into an official game mode. They said after the fact that if a horde mode is what they wanted, if is what people wanted, then they can look into doing it. But that's corporate. That's their version of corporate speak for basically describing something that they simply don't have the resources to do. That's why War for Wakanda didn't come with, you know, basic stuff like new faction, you know, no villain sectors, nothing. And they had the raid was originally supposed to drop with War for Wakanda. So because they were behind and couldn't put all the stuff in there, the horde mode didn't end up happening. That's just what it is. What's up, Richard? You indeed made it. Best reaction vid was LJ. He just quit. Who's LJ? I got you, Luis. Yeah, they got enough time to make an elaborate plan to nerf XP gains, put it in bundles, and find epic tunes, but instead they could have made an emote wheel, another. Yeah, but you know, money. That's again lack of leadership, no real direction. Yeah, it's very silly that they did this whole elaborate scheme just to essentially just trick new players into giving up their money. If they wanted to start selling, if they wanted to go back on their word and start selling non-cosmetics, it should have been DLCs. Guardians of the Galaxy is giving us MCU free suits. Yeah. Apparently, you're going to be able to earn all the Guardians of the Galaxy skins while just playing the game. It's a single player game. No, it's going to be more, you know, kind of like the other like single player superhero games like Batman and Spiderman. No cosmetic purchases. You go in, you play the game, you earn the skins as you play. If I could have any character in the game, Doctor Strange. The trading system would make them twice, maybe even 4 times as much money. Well, just why don't you pitch it to them? They'll listen if it's about money, maybe. You just ran Omega and the Zogs are trash this week. I mean, they're trash every week. That was one of the problems with the Omega level threat when they announced it. All the actual exotics you get from it are trash.
Uploading the entrance's coordinates to your HUD.
They so ashamed they don't give us nothing this week. That's not true. They gave us double XP instead of 4 times XP for 4 days, and we're getting the MODOK nameplate that we got already. That's something.
Head for the location on your HUD. Heads up, we got company. These enemies must be defeated.
I just showed new gameplay, but Guardians. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to checking out Guardians. At the very least, they have a lot of interesting villains: Adam Warlock, Ego. That's why some people won't give Avengers a chance for Spider-Man drop.
The enemies have been defeated.
That's sounding Avengers rumor too. I heard an even spicier Insomniac rumor that I'm gonna cover in a video as well. But yeah, it definitely looks like they're setting something up with this Wolverine and Spider-Man 2. Definitely feels like they're setting up a big multiplayer game. This game is dead to you as soon as Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad are out. Yeah, Gotham Knights I'm definitely going to be, you know, playing a lot of when it comes out. Suicide Squad, if the rumors are true and Suicide Squad is indeed a live service game, then that's going to be my new main game. No kizzy. I'll if it's actually a live service game and it's good, I'm switching. All you need to do is play Warframe instead of the original Destiny. I mean, you're assuming they even played that much of the original Destiny. It was clear very little research went into that aspect of the game. You pray and hope so. Insomniac save us. Insomniac and Rocksteady definitely look like they're gonna be where it's at if you want superhero games on console. How do you screw up such a big franchise? That is the $300 million question. What went wrong? I would love like Cyberpunk. When Cyberpunk had all its problems at launch, there was a article that was like an expose. It was like basically a behind the scenes look at what went wrong from employees that were, you know, spilling to the media what happened, and we kind of got an inside look of how, you know, a big game can go horribly wrong because of terrible leadership. I would love to read an article like that for this game because I'd love to hear what happened behind the scenes. Launch, yeah, yes, the peak of Cyberpunk's problems were at launch. Remember, Cyberpunk was a game that was hyped up for 10 years. The hype was just through the roof. And then players figure out that the game, when they get in their hands, is completely unplayable, and they were lied to the entire time. That was the peak of the Cyberpunk outrage. That's when they got removed from the PlayStation Store, and you know, that's around the time the article came out. Insomniac and Rocksteady, both like Crystal Dynamics, never made multiplayer games in their lives. I'm not sure if that's true with Insomniac, but I mean, we're getting Gotham Knights, which is a multiplayer game, so we'll just have to see. Like, I don't put, obviously Crystal Dynamics was the wrong studio for the job, but I don't 100% put everything on them. A lot of when it comes to games that are doing poorly, most of the problems are usually a result of the publisher, if that's, you know, applicable to the situation. And in the case of Marvel's Avengers, the publisher of the game, Square Enix, dropped the ball. Marvel's Avengers had the unfortunate situation of having to release during a global pandemic. Square Enix was not prepared. They were not, the marketing, they made the mistake with the marketing. They weren't willing to delay the game as long as it needed to be delayed. It was a lot of stuff that went wrong. Crystal Dynamics weren't the right company, but Square Enix did not give them the proper support.
Well, who's been in space more? The Space Avenger, Captain Space. It's me. I'm the captain.
It's something that made sense at Overdrive, so not true. Yeah, I figured I figured they all have made at least one multiplayer game.
If you can gain control of aim
Miles Morales and Ghost of Tsushima carried last year's games.
their security system,
For 2020, yeah. I mean, don't forget Genshin.
can get you inside the lab.
That was Genshin's year as well. Young, yeah, Cyber Shill.
AIM's network is equipped with a multi-point authentication system. I need access.
Do you believe everyone is at blame?
The more the better.
Yeah, there's definitely blame to go around. Like from a business perspective, you should usually start with the publisher
AIM will attempt
and work your way down.
down protocol if they gain access to the terminal. You cannot let them.
There was a lot of problems here.
Beginning infiltration.
Square did not give them the proper tools for the job. They did not, let them delay the game. But Crystal Dynamics also didn't really research the type of game that they were supposed to be making, and their decisions when it just came to Marvel also just a lot of it just doesn't make sense. Like the whole cosmetic department is a disaster, to be honest, for a Marvel game. The combat, everyone knows they nailed, but the whole cosmetics department is just terrible. To give it a buck.
AIM security system.
At what point did we start our critique of core level design, uninspired mission objectives? That's been going on since last year, since launch. Every critique any critique that could be made about this game has been made at some point. I promise you.
Beginning infiltration.
All bases have been covered.
I've reached AIM security network.
People have gone on about all the problems of this game in great detail for over a year. And I mean, most of those issues are still unresolved. I do hope it turns around, but I'm becoming less and less convinced by the day. Their own jacket squad can't stand behind the game anymore.
AIM has a set of turbines powering.
Yeah, I'm one of the non-jacket squad members, and I'm one of the few still playing. I know Jay Shockblast was playing today, but High Ruler is I don't think he's coming back until like the raid probably. So I'll still cover the game. I'm going to be covering Guardians of the Galaxy 2 as well. I'm seeing if I can get a free copy to review early.
AIM has sent forces to stop you.
Want to know where the time's been?
That turbine is finished. Well done.
I want to know where the time's going in general. It feels like,
Disabled the
I don't know, it feels like September was only yesterday, and now all of a sudden we're a few days away from DC fandom.
excellent. Turbine
I feel like time has just been flying. I feel like I need to do more this month as well. I've been streaming different games, watching a lot of anime.
Do I get tired of being a genius? No, not really.
It's just been things have just felt kind of slow. Probably because Avengers has been in, you know, this dry spell. It's called a bad soap opera. It started as a bad soap opera. It's a year-long soap opera now. Yeah, things have been slow. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick up. Maybe I just need another game that can like, you know, really just dive into. Guardians is out in 2 weeks. Dry is basically the desert. Yeah, I'm gonna make some videos, and then I'm gonna probably play. I might stream. I'm pretty sure the dev stream is gonna be canceled tomorrow again, so I'm probably gonna just stream Back for Blood. You never cared about cosmetics? Best advice you could give is for the dev. Give players the ability to mix and match. Yeah, customization would definitely be a. The issue is like, it's not like they haven't seen these suggestions. That's the thing. People gotta keep in mind. They've seen all of the suggestions. They're just. It seems like they're just unwilling or unable to do anything with it. And that can go back to, that's probably going back to the resources thing. They're limited with their staff, they're limited with their resources. So right now, it looks like the only thing they can manage is getting the raid out and getting Spiderman out. That seems to be where the majority of the resources are going. And then they still have to work on stuff like the cosmetic rework, some bug fixing. Obviously not enough, but you know, some. You know, obviously they're still doing nerfs. They don't have a lot of room, you know, they're very limited with what they can do. So while you're making a lot of great suggestions, it's just, you know, they're just not going to happen. We need to start with the basics here. There needs to be open lines of communication. Like the one thing they posted after the XP controversy, the first thing they posted, in fact, was a message in the subreddit, basically saying that they would love to have open and honest communication, but people are just too toxic and harassing the devs. So I don't think there's actually an interest in open dialogue communication, because obviously harassing the devs is bad, but there's very little, if any, of that actually happening in a lot of cases, or their definitions of harassment don't make logical sense. Like, according to them, Avengers haters trolling counts as harassment. And all he was really doing is sharing memes, posting videos of, you know, the Crystal Dynamics dev stream where they glitched out. Like, they consider that as part of the targeted harassment, which calls into question all the previous claims they made about, you know, how much they're being targeted. Because it's like, if that's what you consider harassment, then you love to see what messages they're actually referring to. Yeah, like So any posts in the subreddit, for instance, that are actually violent or anything are like immediately taken out by the mods.
Excellent work. You've dealt another blow to aim.
Like anyone that actually, and they're not actually targeting the devs, you can't really do that. Like if you're a dev, if you have a dev account on the subreddit, you can just block people from sending you private messages. But people that actually post something that's, you know, against the rules, it just gets taken down. But the fact that they would claim that they want open communication and then not extend a way to have open communication makes it seem like they didn't really mean it when they said they wanted, you know, to talk with the players. They were just using this harassment thing as a way to kind of shift the focus from the controversy to, you know, generate some sympathy. That double jump in the middle of a range attack and you'll jump high as Captain America. Yeah, I do that all the time. It's actually a bug. If you, when you, for some reason, it's been this way for a long time. If you do the shielded throw while jumping in the air as Cap, sometimes you'll kind of like T-pose and fly through the map. Anyone that says anything negative about the game, target harassment. Yeah, that's been an ongoing problem with the community. You have legitimate criticism that often gets ignored, and you know, labeled as harassment, and that often results in people getting mad and getting more toxic than they normally would be. I didn't forget you, Luis. Why they reload the checkpoint? Say, look into the bug. I have no idea. That was so cringe. That was so crazy. Like, cause before the big hilarious moment on stream was when Andy was playing and he fell through the map. But, you know, they acknowledged it. They were like, oh, you know, that you know, that's not supposed to happen. But in this case, it looks like they just froze. They didn't know what to do. They just, you know, and they just stood there. You're welcome, Kevin. I was like, what are we doing, guys? Say something. They're all like deer stuck in the headlights. Yeah, I had no idea what was happening. Andy should have said, I told y'all to fix this. Yeah, like, you know, make some humor out of it or something. Like, reload the checkpoint. Be like, yeah, oops. Fortunately, we should be able to reload the checkpoint. We'll have someone look into fixing that. But they just sat there like for 3 minutes. 3 full minutes went by, and then they just awkwardly ended the stream. It's like, what are you doing? Figured out the game. Yes, you seen people use Phil's face on the stream as the profile pic. Oh my god. Guys, do not use Phil's face from the stream as your profile pic. That is targeted harassment. Will not be tolerated. Oh, that's crazy though. Because I mean, it's clearly not the first time they played the game and ran into bugs. So I understand why they didn't have, you know, any preparation. You know, you think they would just be able to react really quickly. Oh, oops. They legit had no idea what to do. Oh, so awkward. We were watching that live. I was streaming it. I was cracking up. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what was happening. I did. It was so awkward. Because they got, you know, all these new players. They're on the Xbox. They're not on the Crystal Dynamics page where we expect this sort of thing to happen. They were on Xbox's Twitch promoting the game for all of the new people that just got the game on Game Pass. So a lot of them had no idea any of this stuff, and they tune into Xbox, look at, you know, check out Marvel's Avengers, and they see that, like, oh, it's such a bad look. Well, perfect. I mean, you can think of it as an honest way to promote the game. Like, oh yeah, if you buy this game, this might happen. Yeah, I feel like they would have, like, no, they would have to know the reload checkpoint, right? Like Phil was there. Like, Phil knows to reload the checkpoint. That's all I understand. Like, I guess they just feel like it just froze. They know what to do. You want to join the strike? Aqua, if you want to keep moderating, I'll see if I can get someone else in. So it won't let Luis in. Try again. Doom, if you want, Doom or anyone that wants to join, make sure you just drop your PSN so that I know, you know, to actually add you. Whoever the host was on the stream reminds you of the collector. Aqua is currently my most consistent moderator. He is here unlike Tyversal, he's here every stream, and he actually plays the game. Aqua's even here on non-Avenger streams. He has truly earned the hammer. Every time they stream is like watching someone crap themselves. And you definitely feel bad because you're like, you want the game, to do well, but it's like they just can't get out of their own way. And Aqua doesn't eat quick, so Aqua does not have to eat crickets. Now, like Tyversal, you also make YouTube videos on the side. To be fair, Tyversal also makes YouTube videos on the side. He just makes them once every 3 years. Oh yeah, Miss Marvel, yeah, for sure. Definitely needs to be fixed. I'm always here for the Avengers streams, but your streams while at work. I understand here. I appreciate his buddy. Yeah. No, Aqua's here and active. You know, he's on all the streams. He's active. He's posting. Tyversal is ever since he uninstalled the game, he hasn't even been making his own videos as often as he should. So he did just post something new. Yeah, Kamala is definitely still T-posing, and I want actually let me check out Kamala right now. Yeah, Kamala is definitely T-posing all over the place in multiplayer. I don't know if you'll see it. I don't think you'll see it when you're actually controlling her. But I definitely see it when other people are using her. Yeah, you won't see it. They might see it. They'll probably be able to see it though. Why you don't? What's wrong, Waters? You don't want me to use Kamala Khan, the strongest Avenger? What's wrong with me using the strongest Avenger? Kamala Bug's a new one. The main character in the game has been bugged since War for Wakanda. Kamala clean, what you mean? Exactly. Don't be hating on Kamala. Kamala's strongest there is.
Be careful out there. We're all counting on you.
The most broken Avenger. Not. I'm going to show all the haters, all the toxic haters that hate women, how powerful Kamala is.
An elite aim team is close by and on alert.
What a hashtag feminism. Yeah. I like that. Take that, haters. Kamala is so bugged that you were holding and crushing the adaptoid and people had no idea what was happening.
Every member of the elite team must be defeated.
Imagine be set by her and having no idea. You can probably do it at any moment. Embiggen. Take that, patriarchy.
One of their agents is down.
Yeah.
Excellent. Another agent down.
Squeezing life out of enemies like this. I'm punching oppression right in the face.
SWAT member has been neutralized.
Where you at? There you go.
Another enemy defeated.
I still haven't done the super adaptoid cheese with Kamala.
Team are no longer a threat.
I just haven't felt like putting the build together. That and I can't play the OLT without crashing. He's just trying to support his family. Look how I put the heat to his head.
Thanks again for helping me decorate my room. You know,
Technically, Kamala has not killed anybody. All the enemies are robots.
Well, you'll know not to make that mistake in the future.
And robots don't count as people. Watchdogs don't count because they're Nazis.
AIM has a set of turbines powering one of their emergency generators. Disable them. You need to access the terminal to reach the turbine.
So Kamala is kill count 0. How cool this game would have been if Thor, Iron Man, or Loki was the main character. Peacekeepers are Nazis too. They don't count.
AIM has sent forces to stop you.
Definitely would have been interesting if they picked a different main character. Even though we're supposed to get Loki eventually.
You disabled the turbine.
I don't know how great of a main character Thor would have made, but I mean they could have done something with it.
Turbine destroyed.
Lost forces don't count. Definitely Nazis. Lost forces are literally stealing from black people. You low-key created Subway cookies right now. We need where's Doom Killer HD right now? He needs to hear this. Get him and Bloody Reckless over here. No Kizzy, Subway cookies are good though. Their sandwiches, you know, but the cookies definitely slap.
The generator is no longer functional.
All the goons, but take the watchdog brains, put them in the robots. Barely useless to do that. Hold and crush super adapter now. Every time I do it, he escapes or sends his clones. Doom and they're doing Back for Blood. Yeah. Yeah, he was going to do it this weekend. I'm covering DC fandom, but he said he might hop on with me tomorrow because I'm playing Back for Blood in the afternoon.
One of their agents is down. Another agent down. The team are no longer a threat.
Back for Blood is so fun. It really is. I'm a sucker for all things zombie. I had a lot of fun with World War Z, and just the whole time I was playing Back for Blood. I just loved it. Like, didn't need a lot of story, especially when I actually got to play with people. It's so fun, especially with the new types of zombies they rolled out. Like, I love that there's gonna be like boss battles with giant kaiju sized zombies. I love how hype it gets when the tall boys show up. What's up, Dante?
Location on your HUD.
Left 4 Dead 4, that's what it is. Hey, whatever works. Left 4 Dead 4, Back for Blood. World War Z2, whatever you want to call it. It's fun. Every game doesn't have to be complicated. Give me some cool guns, shoot some zombies in the face with my friends. I will enjoy it. What kind of build do I have for Kamala? I have no idea. It's a random this is really a support build that I made for the AI. It just has a mix of melee, valor.
These enemies must be defeated.
Because I don't actually use Kamala. So I just when I put her gear on, I make it so that if I have her in the strike team as an AI, she's at least somewhat useful. As you see, I'm only champion level 10 with her. I really don't play her. We still playing? Yeah. I'm playing with everybody. You, Doom. It's up to 4 players, right? Yeah. Let's all play some Back 4 Blood. Doom's gonna be able to play. Should be able to start playing like right when I start. I'm starting to stream at 1 o'clock or 12:30. So Doom should be able to play before he goes to work.
The enemies have been defeated.
Back 4 Blood is crossplay too. Crossplay, what's that? Looks like you're punished for playing solo though. Yeah.
Hey, I was wondering. Do you remember me from A-Day?
But what was he like 2 years ago? Now you're regretting you haven't even played it yet. I'm still time. They literally just updated the game with the Aftermath update. You can people still play it. It's fun. I just started leveling up the new class that they added.
Updating your HUD.
It's a shield user.
Look for a chest with gear nearby.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to start diving more into Back 4 Blood. Only because I've played a lot of World War Z. Like all my other characters are at level 30. So there's not a lot left, for me to actually do in the World War Z. I literally just play it with my friends. That's why I'm gonna start focusing on Back 4 Blood. Apparently you can put together builds.
Elite team must be defeated.
Is it separate from the cards? Or the cards are what they mean by a build? I gotta investigate.
Once their agents is dead. Another agent down. Well done. That squad member has been neutralized.
Hey, Tasha Williams, my other mod is here. Sadat versus Tasha. Sadat, because Sadat is furious that Tasha is late to the stream. Aqua's been carrying your mod duties. How dare you? How dare you?
Another enemy defeated.
Back 4 Blood only has a card system. That's what they mean. Oh, so it's not that complicated then. I was seeing people talk. Someone asked me what build I'm making, and I'm like, builds in Back 4 Blood. Yeah, the cards seem pretty straightforward. Just put the cards on that make sense. You need reload speed, you need health, stamina, all that good stuff. Just put what makes sense on. That's my strategy. What makes sense with what you're trying to do. How dumb it is to put crossplay on this game? Are you talking about Marvel's Avengers? To be fair, Game Pass doesn't have real crossplay. It has crossplay across Xbox and the Windows 10 compatible Xbox, the Windows 10 compatible platform, but it's not true crossplay. Like if you got Marvel's Avengers on Steam, you can't play with the Xbox players, so it's not true crossplay. The champion 120, congrats. PlayStation Paradise. You missed most of the stream, but nothing new actually happened with Marvel's Avengers. The XP boosters are still in the marketplace. Crystal Dynamics still has not issued an official statement about the controversy. So, business as usual. Crossplay. I mean, crossplay would help, but it really wouldn't. At this point, it wouldn't even be worth the investment. Like, crossplay is something that needed to be a thing at launch, but now, because of how much time it would take to actually put it in the game and make it right, it really wouldn't. For the impact it would have on the actual game, I don't think it'd be worth it, to be honest. The game has just so many issues it needs to address. Allowing people to play with each other more isn't going to help. Like, I think there's literally an enemy. There's literally an enemy in the ceiling. Like, crossplay isn't going to, you know, give people stuff to do. It's not going to stop enemies from appearing in the ceiling. Like, they have so many other things they have to prioritize. What's up, Mr. Hogan? How you doing? Surprised there's no MCU skin reveal. Yeah, I actually did a poll earlier in the week in the community tab. I asked which MCU skin they would be rolling out to distract people. I think the options were Ragnarok Thor, Civil War Iron Man, First Avengers Hawkeye, and updated hair for Black Widow. But they didn't have an MCU skin ready. So instead of an MCU skin yesterday, as a reveal, we got concept art for the Claw Raid.
These enemies must be defeated.
In biggin. Don't care about our opinions. Too busy making that sweet Xbox Game Pass commission. Must be nice. Game is even better than Marvel Spider-Man. It is the game of the year for a reason. You're very surprised. If there's not an MCU skin, it's probably because they couldn't get one done in time, which doesn't actually surprise me, given how, you know, limited they are, and the fact that they very recently just put one out. Tasha is upset about the consumables. How upset are you? What's up, Andrew? Miles Morales was awesome. Agreed. Miles Morales was very awesome.
Excellent work. You've dealt another blow to A. You're not
What even am I even using on Kamala? Oh yeah, I got a faultless empowerment on the melee slot. Hive mind armlets. Him contingency unit on the chest. Storm Ranger's crest. Nothing special. You put on Hawkman. There we go. What's up, Just Day? Marketplace is exactly the same, except they're recycling that old MODOK nameplate that they released when his show came out. Otherwise, Marketplace is exactly the same. So whether they're sitting off as doing nothing, the communication team is. Everyone else is working business as usual. Can I invite you? I already played the Megalo threat and it crashed. I can't. It's not working. Oh, when your Nightstorm arrows stick. Get back with Hawkeye. Very serious. They recycle MODOK's nameplate. Can't make him a villain sector. Correct. Hi, Andrew.
Be careful out there. We're all counting on you.
Saying the game seems like it's dying. I mean, it seemed like it's been dying since September, but of last year. But here we are, still dragging along. Gonna do a giveaway for all MCU skins. Oh, Tasha feeling generous. I'm not doing any giveaways personally because I'm personally not spending any money on this game anymore. But yeah, if anyone wants to take Tasha Williams up on that offer, let's hear the details. What do they have to do to get these MCU skins? I remember Craig gave away some MCU skins. He said he just had people try to guess his favorite sports teams. That was pretty fun. Hey, if Tasha's got it, she got it. Let Tasha do what Tasha do. Hopefully they add some people. That's probably not happening. Any idea when the cosmetic vendor will open again? Not anytime soon. From the very little bit of information they've actually given us about the cosmetic rework, it doesn't sound like they're actually bringing the vendor back. It sounds like instead of bringing back the vendor, they're maybe going to bring back patterns. Because they're no longer calling it, you know, a cosmetic rework. They're no longer calling it, referring to the vendor itself when they're talking about reworking. They're talking about they're calling it earnable cosmetics. That's the new branding. So it sounds like instead they're gonna bring back some way where you can earn cosmetics by playing the game. And they did mention patterns specifically, so maybe they're just bringing back patterns. I would imagine it would have to be more than just them bringing back patterns, maybe a mission chain, I don't know. But if I have no idea what they're planning on doing, but because it literally doesn't make sense for them to spend 7 months not giving us any updates, only for them to just put patterns back into the game. So I would hope for their sake it's more complicated than that, but we'll have to see. Who up for Guardians of the Galaxy? I can't say for sure. I mean, I know people who played Guardians of the Galaxy early, and they have not reported any bugs or glitches at all. The only negative that I've heard so far about Guardians of the Galaxy is that Star-Lord's melee combat feels janky, but the shooter aspect feels pretty good, along with commanding your team, and everything else is good. So, well, we'll see when it comes out. I'll definitely be playing it most likely. So I think the raid will come in March. The raid is coming in 2021. The raid is not coming in March. Most likely December. They already reiterated when they posted the concept art yesterday that the raid is coming out before the end of 2021. That's the closest to a date we got. Why does the gauntlet complete? Why does the gauntlet disappear after you complete Gauntlet 4? Because the Mega Hive is a once per week activity. Once you finish the gauntlet, it disappears until next Thursday. There is currently no farmable content like that in the game. The only way you can play the Mega Hive again is if you load the backup save after you complete it. But all that does is just reset your progress. You can't actually just farm it again. Switch characters. You mean like during actually missions? During Guardians? Oh yeah. Yeah. Doesn't seem like that's in the plans. Yeah. You can only control Star-Lord, but you can make the other characters, you know, attack or whatever. Commanding the team scares you. It sounds like it'd be fun. Like an RPG. Looks like a new Final Fantasy without a character switch. Yeah, pretty much. Asher Williams really out here giving away MCU skins. Yep, combat wise, you're only Star-Lord. You can't switch. And the way they have the story set up is that you have to, make different choices, and those choices will affect how your teammates react. It'll affect some of the cutscenes you get. Which sounds pretty neat. JRP, how you liking Back for Blood? My first impression was that it was going to be a lot of fun. I liked it. Definitely seems like a really cool game to play with your friends. I didn't run into any problems. I love shooting zombies in the face. I like the new zombies, the special zombies that they added. Looking forward to diving into it more. Had a lot of different games to cover, but yeah, I'm probably going to narrow it down a little bit. It's based on what you guys like. Might do some more Demon Slayer, but definitely wanted to do some more Back for Blood. Cap is built so odd. Out of bulky outfits. Don't think the machine worked properly in this universe. Yeah. I think the character design is has been a little funky. What's up, Oscar? How you doing? You took a hiatus from video games. Yeah, I definitely did that before.
Head for the location on your HUD. There is a chest with gear close by.
Guardians looks like a game you'd only play if it was cheap, essentially. Well, hopefully I get it for free. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Fingers crossed. I was fortunately able to get Back for Blood for free, so if I can save some money on Guardians, that would be awesome as well. PS4 is about to die. Yeah, that's always unfortunate. If I was rich, I'd give away PS5s to the less fortunate that are still on PS4. Next MCU skin giveaway is Avengers Infinity War Captain America. What's your favorite scene of Captain America and Avengers Infinity War? Huh. My favorite Captain America scene from Infinity War. I loved when he was running with Black Panther into the battle against Thanos' forces. That was so cool. You're down horrendous. First your fan was working, the second fan wasn't working. It finally all worked, and your hard drive needed to re-download the system software. Nice. Trick's ridiculous. What'd it do? One of the distinguished guests from Doom Killer's Roundtable. Another content creator. Thoughts on the current marketplace? I have more thoughts on the blog. Did you see that, Trick? It was definitely interesting, though not unexpected, that they would essentially not touch the marketplace. They just leave things kind of in stasis. But I thought it was really interesting that they stealth added last week's blog and put in a section about the update, the addition of the paid consumables, without actually addressing the issues with the paid consumables. Like they just threw it in there like it was just a regular addition to the game. Like just another marketplace item. Nothing out of the ordinary. I thought that was very interesting. Because I was refreshing to see if they would add a new blog, if they added anything new, and all I saw were the hero guides from last week. But then I saw there was a blog for the 6. I was like, that wasn't there before. and I read through it, and sure enough, they snuck in a little section on the consumables. That was very interesting. And definitely makes me think that their strategy is going to be to essentially just pretend like none of this is happening. Which is a strategy I'm not sure is going to be very effective. That is a good scene, Walters. Congrats on your MCU skin, my friend. Thank you, Tasha Williams, for hooking people up. Even though I personally do not support giving money to the game, I definitely tell people, do what you want with your money. Always a nice gesture. Zero chance to get any acknowledgement. You love the previously free outfit for Hawkeye, now being paid. Like they're active. Oh, is that? I saw it briefly. So I think I saw briefly. I didn't see what the post was, but I saw the Hawkeye skin. Someone posted it on Twitter. Is it really? Are they really selling it? The Counter Earth. God, these are ugly. Is it in like the PlayStation store? It's in the bundle. Is flashback bundle? Oh, it is.
Be careful out there. We're all counting on you.
They're actually selling the free outfit as part of the flashback bundle. Wow. Roundtable's fiery. Yes, sir. We're supposed to be doing another one when Guardians drops. Jay Shockblast said he's down to join. All right, now Tasha is giving away MCU Civil War Black Panther. Avengers does, to be fair, it doesn't look like they it doesn't. Oh, there's the Kamala glitch. It doesn't look like they knew quite what to do with the marketplace. Like they're determined not. It looks like they're determined not to acknowledge the controversy, but at the same time, they're acknowledging the controversy by not posting or doing anything like they normally do it. So they had to do something. They didn't roll out any new outfit sets, so they just did double XP and recycled the MODOK event nameplate. Double XP must be a sick chunk. I mean, it's kind of funny. Just so many overwhelmed and confused players. They just love torturing. They just love torturing us. All these confusing skill points. Thing is, the community content creators are actually really cool for this game. That's what you'll miss most. This game gets killed off early. I mean, you can still follow the content creators, especially if Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is indeed a live service game. You can just follow them over to that game. They would use the zombie Avengers from What If you would buy skins for Halloween. Yeah, my official prediction is that instead of Marvel zombie skins for Halloween, we're getting orange recolors. But Fortnite is getting Marvel zombies. That's my prediction. Intelligence boosters to help you understand the skills faster. That's a great way to look at it. Is it? About to say, I thought it was an enemy in the floor in the Gotham Knights game. Yeah, Gotham Knights looks like it's just going to be a co-op game, but more of a single player co-op / experience. But the latest rumor is that Suicide Squad is going to be live service. Did I like Venom 2? It was a bad movie, but I didn't hate the experience. They acknowledge their victimhood complex when they personally messaged a troll account. I still can't get over the fact that he said that a troll account with 200 followers is preventing them from making the game better. Like, bruh, if that's true, literally quit or be fired. Like, no, there's no way.
AIM will
Ain't no way.
attempt to shut down protocol if they gain access to the terminal. You cannot let them. That helps. Thank you.
Zombies in a place for sure.
AIM has initiated their shutdown protocol.
Got something in your eye?
Beginning infiltration.
That's what I thought.
That helps. Thank you.
You don't like Fortnite, but they done the game pretty well. I mean, yeah, in terms of making a ton of money, they are really good at that.
I'm inside AIM security system.
They made a game that people love to come on, play, and spend their money on. Can't wait to play Red Hood. I'm definitely gonna be exploring all of them, but I'm probably gonna play a lot of Robin at first. But definitely will check out Red Hood
AIM has initiated their
right after that.
beginning infiltration.
Going Nightwing all the way. Only because I played so much Nightwing in previous games. I'm probably not in a hurry to jump back on Nightwing, but I'll definitely go through all the characters. Am I playing Back for Blood? Yep. I played it last week because I got early access for free, and I'm planning on playing it Friday. And I would like to make it part of the regular rotation because it's really fun. Let's go. Let's go, Flossie. Epic Games actually passes about Fortnite. They have about 4 major updates each year, right? Constantly keep the game fresh. Yeah, Epic Games really loves money, and Fortnite. Yeah, sure. Is Demon Slayer worth buying? Yeah, I like it so far. I don't know. I didn't dive too much into the fighting game aspect of it. But if you're a fan of the Ninja Storm games, I would definitely recommend picking up, especially if you just like Demon Slayer. Pretty cool running around with your favorite characters. The combat's really fun, and obviously looks great.
Use the terminal. I'll get you past security.
You're leaning Nightwing. I feel you. I'm gonna be contrarian and just stick with Robin. I think Robin's gonna be the meta. You think Gotham Knights will have a combat like this game? This game is actually very similar to the combat that has been used in previous Arkham games as well as Spider-Man. Vince Napoli did the combat, but it's like a combination of God of War PS4 and like the Insomniac Spider-Man and Batman games. But the counter system is very different. So Marvel's Avengers combat is a lot more hands-on. If Gotham Knights is like the other games in the series, it's definitely not going to be as involved as this. You're going to have but I did see that they're going to, because it's co-op, there's going to be like team takedowns and things like that. So we'll have to see what it actually ends up being, but I'd imagine it's going to be similar to the other games in the series. You're gonna have to. It's gonna be. You're gonna just have to be paying attention for, you know, dodging and countering, but it's going to encourage and reward you for stringing together long combo chains. But there's not going to be like heroics or anything like that. You getting Back for Blood soon? Nice. I'm streaming Back for Blood same time as today for Avengers, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. PT.
Now I pulled the whole fucking doorknob off. Get down, if you gonna fall.
I just realized, is this a random? This is random.
All power cores destroyed. Well done.
Here are the skill trees in Gotham? I have no idea. I haven't heard anything. I assume there's going to be there's usually skill trees. I'm not sure if it's going to be gear. The random seems mad. Yeah, usually randoms in this game don't have mics. Maybe he just opened up the marketplace and saw the XP boosters. He's just furious, like, what? XP boosters? What they promised?
Head for the location on your HUD.
Floating Kamala. Float on, Kamala. Float on.
Look for a chest with gear nearby.
Max people just did put you in a bad mood. Literally dissed the game for 2 hours out of frustration. Yeah, the subreddit's been going for a week straight. Yep, they haven't run out of material yet.
These enemies must be defeated.
This may shock you.
As long as it's getting supported, they'll probably never run out of material. You're probably right. Say what you will about this game, but it's never a dull moment. Even we're experiencing a period where there's literally no content, and interest in the game is still high because of the controversy.
Here's an energy boost.
What do you have on my ranged piece for Black Widow? I have Sonic. I have Sonic on the full auto shot. I felt like if I was going to do the range, I usually do for my ranged Widow, I've been doing the full auto because I like it. And I felt that if I'm doing the full auto, which is focused on stun and doing the battery effect, it makes sense to use Sonic because, you know, Sonic stuns and it lets me regenerate my heroics, which is good for Widow because it lets me stay invisible.
There we go.
An elite AIM team is close by and on alert.
And he is too busy writing books, sitting in front of Lou to care about contents of the community. Is that what he's doing? He writing a book? He's clearly a busy man because community manager is supposed to be posting in, you know, the community, but he does not. He does the dev streams when sometimes he doesn't post in the subreddit despite being a moderator. He only posts in the Discord when they have to cancel something or if they're putting out a patch.
Every member of the elite team must be
The communication is very bare minimum. Leaves a lot to be desired. He's right on victimhood, of course. I mean, what else would you write about? That is the culture right now. How to deal with bullying. How to deal with target harassment when you're a community manager. He does that. She wants some millennial. He does them very consistently, unless he's tired or doesn't feel like it, or there's been a controversy.
excellent work. You've dealt another blow to AIM. You're not finished yet.
Not exactly. Marvel Baron won't allow it. The IP is definitely the only reason people still play this game. But yeah, the game is definitely has no chance of dying before Spider-Man comes out. After Spider-Man, all bets are off. All right, guys, thank you for stopping by for another one of my streams. It was fun, despite the fact that nothing new actually happened this week. Nothing new that's good anyway. Hopefully there's a dev stream tomorrow just for the entertainment value. If not, I'll still be streaming Back for Blood starting at 1 p.m. Eastern. Definitely stop by for that. Thank you once again to today's sponsor, Fan Dominion. Make sure you check them out if you're looking for awesome merch. The link is in the description. Use code Sadat for 10% off your order. Like and subscribe. As always, I'm Sadat the Gamer, signing out.